Good morning, guys. So yeah, a bit of a wet one today. I hope it kind of holds off. You can see me now. I can turn around at different angles. The sun's not blackening me up. But anyways, I'm a bit tired today. You know, I fell asleep on the sofa. You know, you fall asleep, you just like, my neck is like, I can't move that way very quick. But it serves me right for watching rubbish before bed. I had crazy dreams too. You know, I could have sworn I must have been crying in my dream. I don't want to go deep, but it was a bit of a weird one. But anyways, so today's task, I'm going to move, because this path down here is kind of getting annoying now. Like, as much as I said I want to keep it wild, it's getting a bit too wild, and Cedar can't ramp down there, so he's only limited to up here, and I kind of want him to kind of enjoy the space down there too. So I was going to keep that piece of hay, that lump of hay there next to the greenhouse. Remember I spoke about this, and I've poured urine over it just to activate it, kind of thing. But what I'm going to do is mow this path down, and put the hay down here, so then it suppresses the weeds. Well, I consider them weeds because they're in the way now and they're annoying me. I should say wildflowers, really. And what else I want to do? I was going to set up a gym, because since lockdown, you know, you get that lockdown. There's lockdown breakfast, lockdown lunch, lockdown brunch, lockdown snacks, lockdown dinner, and then lockdown whatever there are left, if you're awake you can eat, kind of thing. So these dungarees, I tell you, these are tight on me right now. I've had to undo a button. That's embarrassing, dude. But anyway, so dig out my weights over there, and you give some stuff a feed. Like the runner beans are looking like they're deficient in something, so I'm gonna give some feed to the plants today. Deadhead, or when I say deadhead, take the flowers off the potatoes. We'll talk about that in a bit, and I can't remember what else, but just follow me for the ride, and then we'll see what I muster up. I also, if you check my Instagram, I set up some trip cams just to see who jumps in the compost. Because, have a look, this was full of food like a couple of days ago, and now you can see some massive rat holes. I left my bamboo sock there, but other than that, no one else to eat his sock. But anyways, I don't know, that tickled me. But anyways, yeah, so they've munched everything, so I'll be glad to see what's been nibbling down there. Most probably rats, if I'm honest. Rats, ants, and maybe the occasional fox, but we shall see. Hold on, folks. Yeah, starting to snow. It's not heavy rain, but it's that sneezy rain, or that light rain that everyone says that soaks you through. I always find it weird when people say that, because all rain will soak you through. It's just some do it quicker than others. Also, my hair is a bit like a sponge, so I'm not a fan of it getting wet because it takes a while to wring out. Ta-da! Have a look. So yeah, you see I didn't wear a mask today. I think my hay fever is done now. All this hot weather we had has burnt out all of the plants and all that produce pollen and wind me up. Plus, I'm sure if I went down there and ventured down there, I'll start sneezing like a mother. But yeah, I'm happy. So what I'm going to do now is just stamp this down a little bit, because I know there's some bits that are touching the baths, and I don't want to give easy access to snails or slugs if they are here. Because I found one. Look, found one here. Little stud. Look at him. You see? I do have snails and slugs, so it was just jamming in there. So yeah, I'm gonna stamp this down, and then we can move on to task 2. So, all the potato flowers are off. I'm not going to layer now, because I always find, I don't know, something about layering always makes me sleepy. It's quite lethargic. It's kind of like, just mix up some soil and sprinkle it gently around some plant stems. As I mean, it just gets me a bit sleepy. So I'm going to do everything else first, and then I'll save that to the end. So let's move on to the next task. Pop! So we're in the greenhouse now. So I've decided, I don't think I have to do it on this side. This side's fine because it's got the old clothes horse on there, so then things will climb up there, and then if they get too tall, then I just snip them off. They can stay there. You can see here the courgette is not a climber, it's just one of them sprawly type. And you see it's got mildew, it's got powdery mildew. I'm not fussed with that because at the end of the day it's an annual. If it was a perennial then I would worry, but because it's an annual, it's only here for a year, it's already putting out, like it's happy as. Like it's got, how many courgettes on there right now? So there's 5 courgettes on there. So yeah, and there's flowers, they're still flowering, and you can make like, Mrs. was saying you can make like some fancy tart with the flowers. I'll wait and see. But yeah, and then the squash, look at the squash is climbing, the tendrils coming off that, it's crazy. I think it's about to put out a flower right now. This melon over here, this one is always putting out, look, this is climbing up here too. This one, the cucumber's going up there as well. So yeah, I think I should put some wires up or some string and then just kind of give them a bit of a helping hand, because there's not much to kind of clamber on, but I know they're going to do, I know they'll do well without it, but let's give them a helping hand. Right guys, all done. See? I'm not going to win any awards for how pretty it is. Like I said, practical over prettiness. So the string is taut enough just to give the, oh look, GG. So yeah, so it can, once the kind of the vines or the tendrils, correct term for those little kind of spindly bits and like Virginia creeper, not so much ivy. Can you got ivy? Look it up. But yeah, for melons and squash, they send out their tendrils and they start creeping and holding on. It's beautiful. Look how it's done it here. It's such a pretty way of doing it. See, look, this is the squash and it's just kind of wrapped around, and look at the little curliness. It's like my son's hair, Cedar's hair. So so yeah, so you can see here, so I put some screws in, wrap some wire around, some string around, so not wire. I find string easier to use, plus it's biodegradable, this stuff. It's a bit like kind of strong jute. And yeah, I didn't want to put any higher, because if it does get higher, so be it, but obviously this is where the sun comes in, so I don't really want to make it too much of a shadow for the plants behind me. So yeah, so there you go. Now with my beans, a little like nicer. The reason why I didn't explain last time I reused this, because when you put mound soil, it tends to just kind of crumble away and then just end up, you see it's exposed here, whereas here it's stayed in here, it's still nice and moist in here, so the roots aren't exposing all the plants in here basically, which is kind of good. But you can see my beans are looking a bit stressed, they look like they need a feed. And the one thing I would say I would do next time when it comes to planting beans, because I kind of rushed them, I planted them too late. Yeah, I've got some flowers on them now, so by mid-July or late July I should get some beans, which is great. But what I would do next time is definitely cut them. So once they start growing, I'll cut them back, basically just pinch them. As I said, I did it to my marigolds, I did it to everything else but my runner beans. So my bad really, because I did have them late, so I kind of just wanted them. I didn't have these in time to plant them in, but I'll get some beans. But at the same time, if it was thicker, I'll get more vines, and more vines means more beans and more flowers and stuff. So yeah, that's what I learned from this, really. So I'm going to definitely give them a feed today. Comfrey tea it is, because it's full of it. So that's why I say comfrey tea all day, guys. Comfrey. Right, I'm at the comfrey bed now, and it's almost coming to an end. It just can't stop. It just can't stop flowering. It's not buzzing now, obviously, because it's raining. Bees don't like the rain because they get too heavy. So I'm going to cut them back come mid-July. I think that's the best time. I think, yeah, we should be fine by then. I'm itching my head to reassure myself. But yes, it is between mid-July. I should cut some of these down. And I was going to leave some here, but I am going to take them. I am going to take another bunch, because I've already got a clump at home, but I'm going to take a lot more because I feel sad to leave all this comfrey. Like I didn't realise there was one here. Look, little guy's coming back. I cut it back by accident. Check out my squash, people. This guy is weird. This guy is going all out. Look at the size of this. Like, it's crazy. It's quite itchy actually. I didn't realise there's lots of aphid underneath, but I ain't going to cry about that. So yeah, the squash are doing really, really well. That's weird. They're the smaller ones. The smaller squashes, if you see, look. There's a big Bertha here. There's one at the back there. There's quite a few squash. All the smaller ones have the flowers on. I mean, have the squashes on. You see the squash there, the squash down there. There's no squares. A few more squashes here. Look, check out these ones over here. Look at that one. This is the biggest one. This big Bertha. Da 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 da. Yeah, that's kind of chunky, that. So that should be ready before we go. But yeah, this one, it's quite sad that this is the biggest one, but at the same time it hasn't got anything on it. It's a bit like a dud. I wonder if there's like a Guinness Book of Records for how many ladybirds you can have in such a small, like an area, like an acre. I should look it up, innit? So that's it guys, little short clip today. I'm just going to layer the potatoes now. You don't have to see that because that's kind of long and boring, and I'm just going to get it done. So yeah, happy gardening guys, and come back. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next time. I literally rushed out today because the weather was a bit hit and miss, so I wanted to get out before it started raining. So happy gardening guys, keep well, subscribe if you're new here because I've got some more fun antics and stupidity coming up with my green finger action. Hey! But anyways, lots of love, peace and hugs. Adios.